Hello, hello,
Hey,
everybody. Making sure everything is working. It looks like it.
Feel
Corey's
very-
got his
Feel very orange today.
Yeah, especially compared to me in here. I really need to do something about the lighting in this room too. Just these cameras are so hard to adjust for the lighting. That's one thing that I wish was a little bit different with these little Panasonic cameras. But you know, we make it work. I can go out there and fix it here in a second. But anyways, I think Corey's got some cool stuff to show us today. So I'm gonna leave it mostly up to him. Maybe chime in a few times, but we'll see how it goes. Is this already? Are you using the app? Let's see. Oh yeah. So do we have a way to like show you're casting to your computer, right?
Yeah, you should be able to capture that.
Okay, cool.
I'm hoping. You getting that? Kind of hinging on that, or working right now.
Yeah. Here we go. There it is.
Sweet.
Cool.
Power user.
Let me go fix your camera.
So I hope that this remains functional for the course of this. I'm trying something a little different today. Running a phone app. So, oh wow, I can hear myself now.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So Jay's right there tweaking the camera. So he brought his lav out. So you're hearing me twice now. Oh, we just lost my picture from my phone because I habitually shut it. So, you're getting that nice camera UI as well.
Camera menu, yeah.
Yeah, so this is Note. This is Ableton's new app. I've been griping that there's no Ableton mobile app for a long time. Other companies have come up with like solutions for this. I have a couple other apps that will export in an Ableton friendly format, but this is their first native app. And it's super tightly integrated, even does like cloud sync stuff. And to anyone familiar with Ableton, it's so intuitive. Like, I went and watched a tutorial after I've messed around with it for maybe 20 minutes, and then went and watched a tutorial and realized I had found pretty much all of the features already. So it's cool because there's just not much to it, and it sounds good, and it's really easy to use. So I thought I would just walk you through what it's like, and then depending on how far we get, I'll do a little cloud sync magic and show you what it's like to open one of these sets and continue it in the desktop app. Yeah, here we go. Questions, comments, concerns, put them in the chat.
As always.
As
You're
always.
out there.
Yeah. So when you open this thing, you're presented with a list of all of the sets you've made so far. There's some demo sets in there which I've deleted already. One thing I love is that these appear to be generative artworks. They sure look generative to me. So it generates a piece of album art for you, which I think is really cool. I love that feature. I've used other programs where it'll generate a name for your set, which I think is kind of fun.
I didn't catch if this was is it like a full feature, like you can make the whole song in the app kind of thing, or is it? Or for like sketching out what you want to do, kind of.
Good, yeah. Let's overview it, big picture,
Yeah.
right? So let me pop open that same set. So this thing that we're
Hopefully not too many technical difficulties tonight.
it seems to have already not be getting my screen. There it is. Thanks for catching up there. We're doing a thing where I'm casting this over Wi-Fi to my computer and then capturing that screen over Wi-Fi to Jay's computer, and that is then being broadcast over the network to you all.
Wireless.
So forgiveness for anything. So what you're seeing here is it's session view, right? This looks somewhat familiar. You have your they're on the left side instead of the right side, like in the app. But here's your scene launchers. So I can launch my individual scenes, 1 through 8 here. I'm sure you can add more. You can add more tracks. Flip over to a mixer. That's it, right? So there's no arrangement view here, right? So I think quite categorically, you can't finish a song in this app.
You've got to take it into. Do you have to have an Ableton license to get it?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
No, I'm pretty sure not. But you do obviously need one to run Ableton and then finish anything up. So it's a pretty cool performance and just sketchpad kind of thing. Like you could probably nerd out and like do some like live performances with it. For example, a fun feature is that you can play sets from this view.
Oh, this is this is kind of your set management thing here. But you can like preview them before you go in there.
Yeah, but you can like, if this one's playing, it just like hard cuts between them. But I can open it up and it stays playing. I can like change my patterns.
That's cool.
You know, and then like back out and like, so I could see like, it's definitely not designed to be like a multi-song performance device, but it's a way you could use it if you were really feeling super inspired. But the idea is like a session view in Ableton. It's a sketchpad for your bigger ideas. And then, as you see, this Ableton Cloud stuff here at the top. This is the feature that lets you sync your recent sets to the cloud, and then you can just load them straight in the app without having to do any fussing with transferring files off your phone, which I always hated doing. Never liked doing that stuff.
That's how Clip Studio is. You can actually, like the app on the iPad, you save your, you're working on a drawing, you save it, and then it uploads to the cloud, and then you can just open it on your desktop or whatever. I think a lot of software is doing that nowadays. Super nice to be able to like take your, projects on the go.
Totally. I also am just noticing, my phone I have like iPhone 13 or whatever, it's got those like rounded corners of the UI and also the notch.
Not there on the screen capture.
Yes, none of that's there in the screen capture, so it's like there's a bizarre amount of negative space in this screen cap. Thus is life. So let's talk about what it's like to do a new project. So I'm gonna hit new over here, and here we're presented with an empty set. We can hide the launcher over there. We can hide the launcher over there. That's not what my screen looks like. It's lagging. NDI is lagging.
Okay.
My screen up here is updating, but NDI is lagging.
Make sure we're actually live right now. Get a check. Yep. Okay, we are.
Definitely.
I was just making sure it wasn't like a network thing because we had that issue last week before last.
Mm-hmm.
Everything cutting out. I don't know why. I'm not sure what's going on lately with the network, but
who can say? Anyways, so when you load a new project, you're presented with this view. You have 8 scenes and 3 tracks. And these tracks are preloaded with some stuff already. This is kind of fun. They don't do this in the actual program, and now I wish they did, because I kind of like this. It loads 3 random presets. There's a drum kit, some kind of bass sound, and then well, in this case, it loaded the sampler. That's kind of interesting. Cool. So I'm really disappointed in the sampling features. I'm just gonna say that right now. It's crude, and I have a strong suspicion that they will be adding new features later. But at the moment, it's very, very crude. But we'll forge ahead. So let's make some drums. So we can pull open our drum kit, and this we're presented with this view. The 8 knobs should be familiar to any Ableton user. These are macro knobs. And I believe these are per pad, yes? Like any old drum rack, right? Oh, I can't double click that to reset that. I just have to undo.
Is this on the iPads too, or just phone?
That's a good question. I think it's phone only. It might. I haven't actually tried to download it on the iPad. I haven't looked. I know sometimes they restrict that stuff. Mm-hmm. So in this case, anyways, so in this is pad view, right? So in pad view, we have these controls per note, and you'll notice there's something happening there in the middle, which we'll talk about in a second. Oh, if it were updating on your screen.
Sorry about that, guys. Let's see if I can change some settings here. Oh, there it goes.
Yeah, so it's like it's
networks. It's cool that you can actually see your where you press has that little.
I actually turned that feature on
Oh, sweet.
for this stream.
Nice.
Pretty
Yeah,
handy.
that's cool.
Yeah. So we that little thing in the row is like how it we've talked about capturing MIDI in Ableton before, right? It's always listening to your MIDI notes, and if you capture it, it'll start looping it. And what it's doing here is it's showing you what it's capturing. I always wished it would do that in the desktop version. So feature request. So anyways, we have our pad view over here. We have our individual sample editor. We can edit the samples on the individual pads. And then we have per pad effects, which I think this is like I'm actually not 100% sure. Yeah, this is, so the pad effects is it's like a return effect within your drum rack. So it's a effect that you can apply it to different levels to all the pads. And then the kit effects is an effect that you apply to your entire kit. That's kind of confusing, right? But so like a way you might use the send amount here is the key thing. Oh, if my screen were updating.
Let's see what I can do here. I tried to change some of the settings, but it hadn't been.
Yeah, whenever you do that, it seems to work, but that's pretty laggy, hey. It's so interesting.
Let's not do hardware acceleration and let's try normal.
Y'all, I guess, can't see this, but something that's shocking to me right now, I have, within the last year, Mac and iPhone, and the software is so responsive that I'm looking at my screen right now, and it is updating so close to real time to what I'm doing.
It is really cool. I do.
It's shocking to me that it's wirelessly doing that. I wish it were making its way to you all.
Yeah. Well.
But we'll forge ahead. Anyways, that's what's going on in the drums. If you open up an instrument that's not drums, you'll see something similar, but the effects are not there's no per pad thing, so you only see 3 sections up here. And then these instruments get 2 effects for the entire instrument, so you can get kind of wacky. It's missing some of my favorite effects from Ableton, including things like Corpus, which is that tool that I use to make everything sound like you're hitting a piece of sheet metal. I don't know if you remember that. But kind of crucial for those like nasty metallic snares that were so hot for a minute there. Seems like that trend is dying down. Anyways, let's make some music. So it's defaulted to a LD kit, which is the Linn drum. It's like very, I associate that kit with Prince. I don't really feel like making like Prince music right now. So nothing against Prince, but let's check out some of these other kits. Oh, that's cool. Chicago kit. I like that one.
Turn that up for you guys a little bit.
So, like music, it already sounds like music. Something's gone wrong, eh? So sometimes it doesn't do a very good job of capturing. And the more intentional you are about what you're capturing, the better it does. So let's try like, that's better. So, especially with this like latency, so I'm monitoring this from Jay's setup. So there's 2 levels of wireless transmission between my phone and what I'm hearing. And so like, I'm hearing some like rhythm issues. It's not bad for finger drumming. Like I'm not a great finger drummer, but I hear that it's not perfect. So let's do something about it. I can go into my quantize menu.
Whoa.
Hold that. And then I'm gonna correct my timing. So my options here are limited. Those of you who watch the stream regularly may know that I love to quantize like 50% of the way there. And there's also no swing or groove controls here that I'm aware of. So anything you program in here is gonna have a straight rhythm. But whatever, let's quantize this to 16th notes. That was weird.
Takes a second to process.
I guess so. No, it sounds great though, you know?
There you go. Yeah.
Tight. So let's tweak this a little bit. Let's like pitch that snare up. So you see that little line that was generated when I turned that knob? It's capturing automation too. So like,
oh, that's kind of cool. So you can just.
So now my hi-hats are panning left and right.
Huh.
And it's like that fast to do it. It's so just intuitive, you know? Do some weird tuning. So like just with very little thought, I've got a lot of like motion going on this drum part. It's kind of fun. So let's add some like parallel distortion.
That's a cool one.
Yeah,
I like that. Yeah, that's cool.
there it is. I'm into that sound. So this nice is like applied per pad, so I can like make the hi-hats and the snare are like way more crushed than the kick. Super handy feature. And then let's saturate the whole thing. Fun. So yeah, moving along. Let's do some tonal stuff. So we got like a drum loop going. Or actually here, let's add a variation of this before we go further. Oh yeah, so to get back in here, long press and edit clip. So I may screw this up because I'm still new to this. So if you click in here, you can get into your clip editor. You can do some cool stuff in here. So this is pretty like crude the way this works, and I wish this, you know, I'm gonna use that word a lot in here. Like, but I'm pleased. One thing you can't do is add and remove notes here, but you can select them and then, well, you can remove them. I guess you can select them and delete them. But you can also do things like nudge them. So you can nudge them just a little bit. You can nudge them by step on the grid. You can, yeah, quantize them to different degrees. You can also duplicate and delete bars. So you can see here, this is a 2-bar clip. If I swipe from left to right across those two things, it'll duplicate them. If I swipe from right to left, it'll delete them. So intuitive. I love this. Boom, duplicate, done. So let's add a variation. The only way to do it, like normally when I'm doing this, I duplicate it and then just like click in something, but here we have to do it by hand. Pretty sloppy. Let's quantize that real quick. There we go. So those were really sloppy. And I'm afraid if I quantize them to 16th notes, it's not going to work very good. No, I think it's okay. So I'll show you a little bit about like editing that clip. So if I'm in here with my clap, I can do things like slide it around. Oh, it'll show multiple presses. That's neat. Ooh.
Oh, it shows all. Huh.
Wow.
That is cool.
What a feature. So I can do things like turn the sample up or down here by sliding up or down. I can slide left or right to change the start and end times. And I can also pinch to zoom to do weird stuff to it too. So here's about where it was. So I can do something like trim off the beginning of it.
Huh.
Cool. That's working for me. So let's add something else, and we'll talk about adding tonal stuff. So I'll pull out this bass line.
Ooh.
Classic 303 sounds. So what we're seeing here, it took me a minute. I don't know why this looks so weird to me, but I think what we're seeing here is a chromatic note grid.
What does that mean?
So we have all of our 12 possible notes here arranged vertically. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah. So it's like a push in chromatic mode. And it feels kind of unfamiliar, I think, because it's a 5x5 grid. But this note is C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B, and C again. So these are the black keys on the piano, and these are the white keys. Yeah, so you can just start playing in chromatic mode, and that's cool. But I'm gonna do two things. I'm gonna change my preset because I don't think I want to like do a 303 thing. And then I'm gonna stick it to a key. So let's find a bass that suits us better. Oh, that was interesting.
Sorry about that. Messing with the audio a little bit, trying. Nope. Oh, there you go. Can you guys hear me now? Messing with the audio a bit, trying to get us a good signal here. I noticed you were clipping a little bit on the
me?
on the road. Yeah.
Are you saying I was loud? Me?
Let's see. That sounds good.
All right. Where's the nasty 808s? Ableton's never been great at having nasty 808s.
I think maybe it's just because the way you're sitting now, you're like closer to the mic than usual.
Oh yeah, I'm looking down a little bit.
Yeah, that could be it.
Got a thing right in my neck.
That's all right.
Gotta protect your neck. I can barely hear that sound.
It is always interesting to me that like the lower things are, the less you can really, the less are audible. I guess it goes the same way with pitch, but higher pitch things.
Yeah, it's partially a function of our headphones' ability to reproduce the frequencies. You know, that note would speak a lot better on a different set of headphones of mine.
Oh, I see.
You know, we're talking about talking about headphone choices as a concept for this stream.
Cool.
My new pair is super loud, and
and
has a lot of low end. It's pretty cool. I got a pair of Sennheiser HD25s.
HD25.
Which are a popular headphone for DJing due to their volume and compactness and form factor. The ear swivels in this direction, so you can like swivel an ear like forward, and so rather than turning it off your head and having the cup sitting sideways on your head like this, you can just have it like forward like against your cheek, or like backwards like against the back of your head. Like,
oh, interesting.
So that. Yeah, it's pretty comfortable. My only gripe is that they're on ears rather than over ears, so I find them somewhat uncomfortable. But they're not meant to be stuck on your ears for a long time. They're just for cueing songs in a loud environment. So I think I'm gonna go with this sound. Kind of got like a wompitude about it.
It should be a little bit better anyways. We'll see.
Cool. So let's pick a scale. Pick a number between 1 and 12, Jay.
7.
Cool. Key of G. And then we're going to go with G minor. Cool. Thank you. So you'll see if when the screen updates.
That was
That whenever that happens, there it is.
it was good for a bit there, wasn't it?
It just caught up.
Okay, good.
Or it's a little behind, but it's okay. So what we're seeing now a grid that is adapted to this scale. Makes my life real easy. So let's record a part. So I think I probably need to quantize that, but I think there's like, I'm gonna run into trouble if I start trying to quantize it all. Because I tried to play some like weird, like kind of like off-tempo glide ideas. And so I'm just gonna go in here and try and quantize some select notes and see if that helps. Oh yeah, that was weird, huh? So that one I feel like should like come a little earlier. There it is. Cool. What's up, Jay?
Oh, I was laughing at our thumbnails, our YouTube video thumbnails that it picks out for us. Like these last few have been pretty funny.
Yeah, what? You're gonna throw them up here?
This one in particular is the one that got, this one right here, where it's like,
wow.
the Dallas setup,
wow,
and you're like,
there's wow. As a collection, we should just like screenshot a few of these. Like
this one's pretty good too.
I know some of these were chosen.
Yeah, a lot of these are the like. I think it must look for you like smiling because a lot of these like we're both like really excited or something.
Totally.
They're definitely like they're all.
Yeah, it's like as soon as I show some teeth.
Yeah, it's got an algorithm for sure.
Oh, that's pretty funny. Yeah, no, like, oh, that's so interesting. Yeah, it's anytime anyone's showing some teeth.
Yeah,
it picks up that. That's so interesting.
Definitely is some kind of. But I just like got on it because they changed YouTube. They changed a lot of the settings. So now like our videos and our live streams are separate. So I was like, where's our live stream?
Oh.
But and then there's a whole page and you can see it all together.
That's what all those emails they've been sending me has been about, huh?
Probably.
Ugh.
But anyway, sorry to.
That's a nice detour. I appreciate that.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. They've rounded everything out. I thought we were done rounding things, but everything got like rounded. All the buttons, all the thumbnails are all now rounded.
Apple's new design language making its way to Google.
It looks like it.
Yeah. Okay. I don't want to do like too much of this like thing. I think this is like an interesting enough like loop on its own. Let's see if we can like sample something. So like I thought this was interesting. We could try like loading some other instruments too, but like it happened to feed me the sampler instrument. So you can do a couple different things. Like maybe we'll load one because it does come with some. So, oh yeah, there's vocal samples.
What is breath? Is it just somebody breathing? Ooh.
There's middle C.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
These are all built in.
Yep.
Yeah, yay.
I like that one. So, okay, sampling. It's a real drag. This is like the hardest part about sampling is that like I've loaded the sample in and I want to use it to play some notes. But I don't know what note my sample is tuned to. It's definitely got a pitch. Oi, oi, oi. So it's got a pitch, but I don't know what it is. And so like, I feel like I want to go like investigate. So here's like the sound of a G note. Ooh, I'm gonna hold that note in my head. Ooh. Like there? Ooh. Something like that? Pretty close. It doesn't have to be perfect. Let's do something really goofy with this one. As if that's not what's happening already. So there's this cool note repeat feature in here.
Oh,
See if we can get anything out of there. So some of these I feel like are like starting later than I'd like, you know? It's like, I think I could probably nudge them. Yeah. So I'm selecting the ones I want and I'm nudging them back 1 30-second note. Should work a lot better now.
oh.
It's like a crazy dubstep drop sound or something. Interesting.
It seems like you could do a whole. I mean,
Yeah, you get it, right?
yeah. I mean, you can. Seems pretty full featured for for an app.
Totally.
I thought it was like a companion app or something. I didn't realize it was like its own whole thing.
No, those things do already exist. There
Okay.
are a handful of like control apps that you can use to like remote control live. There's quite a few. That was
Right.
actually one of the reasons I first got an iPad was, and then I realized that I don't like controlling it that way.
Yeah.
I will just say, you know, like this is fun. I'm having fun working on this thing. It's an interesting tool. I don't like touch controls for music making.
Yeah.
I find myself disconnected from them. Like that, y'all remember when I brought my iPad in with the keyboard, you know, and I was running it as a sound module? That, I can like sort of like get away with that. You know, like I don't mind so much the like, oh, lost my screen. Lost my attention, lost my screen. I don't mind that so much, but it's because I can still like hit like how the tactile feel of the keys and can map some knobs to do some stuff, but it's still like, I feel disconnected from what I'm doing.
Right.
Definitely here where everything is just me mashing my fingers on a piece of glass. There's no feedback from the app. There is one place where there's feedback though, and actually, well, in a certain way, and I really love it. It's actually my favorite feature. It's just like just stupid little quality of life stuff. This anything like this that's like notched, like this control, you know?
Does it give you the haptic?
There's haptic feedback,
Huh.
and it's really pleasant. It's very nicely integrated. Makes me realize how like I would be happy with more haptic feedback in all of my devices. You know, it's a neat feature. Like if like on the trackpad on my computer, if like turning the knob would give me some haptic feedback, I think I'd like that a lot. You know. Anyways, I was thinking it could sound cool like to copy this clip, so and then have like a version of it that was more affected. And then let's just try and we can like build up a little like mini performance here. I'll show you what I mean. So I'm gonna basically do this thing where we'll have like, we'll start with our bass track, right? And then we'll add our drum track, and then we'll add this instrument, and then we'll add like a more affected version of this instrument. And we'll even go one step further, and we'll go and edit this drum pattern. Oops. To exclude all of the hi-hats and stuff. Cool. So in this other clip, I wanted to like try and like get something more interesting going on with some effects automation. I thought like, I liked what it was doing when I turned this thing up and making it all wacky. Okay, that's like super weird.
It definitely is like, since they're kind of front and center, all the modifiers and stuff, it definitely makes it seem like they're just more like you can mess around with them easier. I feel like
It's friendlier.
yeah, it like looks like, oh, what does this do? And you just like try it out and see what it sounds like. You
So
know, you don't
yeah,
have to go into
it's like a hardware experience, Jay. This is like what it's like when you're using hardware.
Just
It's
turn
like
a
the
knob and it
knobs
makes a
are
different
there,
note,
and
yeah.
so the knobs that are presented to you guide your decision making.
not
It's
hidden
so
some menu somewhere.
yeah, totally. Like okay, the one that I think about a lot lately is the swing knob. Like my drum machine has a swing knob. Push has a swing knob. Ableton, the app doesn't, and in like applying swing to your entire project involves like doing all this like obnoxious crap with the groove pool that's so confusing and like really tough to explain to people, but it's like a fundamental element of writing music. Like if you're not swinging your grooves, you're not making it right in like a bunch of styles of music.
Interesting.
I've been making a lot of like straight feel music for a long time. You know, a lot of stuff that we do in here, like especially like rap, like modern rap music, tends to be very straight feeling. But like as you know, sorry, I keep swiping this thing so it doesn't go to sleep on me. But like you know, we've been playing all this dance music around here, and like tons of that stuff swings really hard. Like especially like house music swings super hard.
When you say swing, you mean like from left to right, like kind of swing? Is that what you're talking about, or is that something different? Like I'm not actually sure what that
Here,
means.
let's explain that. I can't show you in this app because it doesn't have that feature, but this is a good reason as any to move this thing to the cloud and see if we can make this work. So I'm going to upload this set to the cloud, and hopefully this doesn't do anything crazy to our connection.
Still seeing it.
Yeah,
syncing
I
there.
don't know.
There you
Oh,
go.
cool. Yeah, it doesn't take that long. Give me just a moment, and I'm going to attempt to pull open Ableton on my computer.
Do you want me to switch away, or you got it?
No, you're good.
Okay.
I don't care if everyone knows that I fill out timesheets and what apps I have installed. No, you can know about all of those apps. Okay, so where this feature appears, it's syncing right now. Oh good, the groove pool's open, we're gonna need that. It appears in the cloud. There's a new cloud tab over here. And it should appear.
Any moment now. So did you have to sign in on the app then?
Yes, I am signed in on the app.
Okay, I see. And that just connects it to your Ableton account where all your stuff is?
Yeah, I'm not sure, like, oh, here, it's downloading right now. You can see it down the bottom. So in the meantime, let's illustrate swing with just an empty drum.
Because I guess that's panning, huh? When you
Yeah, that's what you're talking about, yes,
Yeah.
panning.
Swing
Swing is a rhythm idea. So,
okay.
or here, since I was talking about house music, we should get a 909 kit. So we'll loop this little, why am I doing this in this view? What's happening to me? Make a quick house pattern, kind of thing, 128 BPM. Let me set my outputs correctly. I'm sending my audio to the black hole. Let's send it to you. It's a really long clap. So anyways, so this rhythm, there's no information here about whether it swings or not.
Okay.
So there's two kinds of swing. There's 16th note swing and 8th note swing.
Okay.
The kind of swing that we care about mostly in electronic music is 16th note swing. 8th note swing is like a jazz music thing for the most part. But basically, 16th to 8th note swing means that every other 16th note or 8th note is delayed. So here I'm going to program a straight rhythm. Here's a straight rhythm with some straight hi-hats.
Okay.
Oops. Emoji chooser, not important here. So I'm going to go through here and quick shift select some of these other hats. I'm going to shorten them so that I can shift them later. So let's swing this groove. So we're going to take every one of these hi-hats, every other one, and slide it back to be a little delayed. So it's pretty wacky by that point, but so we were stepping through these values, right?
So that's that technique then? That's the swing technique?
So this is swing, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's like in its most simplest, purest, like reducing it to an equation.
Yeah.
That's what swing is.
Okay.
And so,
Makes more sense.
yeah. So
there's a knob for that.
The
like,
knob on
in
my
the
drum
bass.
machine, what it does is it just shifts
Shifts it back
those
and
notes, like every other step on that 16-step sequencer, just shifts every other one
to
late.
delayed start.
Yeah.
every other. Okay. Yeah. That
And
makes sense why that
typically
would be-
swing works bidirectionally, so not only can we shift it to be earlier, or later we can shift it to be earlier too. For some reason, we felt like doing that. I very few musics out there in the world use negative swing like that. So yeah, normally to apply this to this thing, you just turn a knob on a lot of pieces of gear. Obviously, there's a whole sync issue, whereas like if your things are syncing to the beat and you're swinging the stuff in between the beat, how do your other devices know that swing's happening?
Right.
That's
right.
a whole issue. I still haven't solved that with my drum machine yet. There's a way. But so to do this in Ableton, like if I want to apply swing in a global way, what we do is we get out the groove pool and we go into our grooves and pull out a swing groove. So we have to choose our groove. So what groove do we want? Oh, I know I want like swing 16ths. We'll pull out the most aggressive swing 16ths groove. And we'll apply it to our clip. So we choose over here, where is it? Our groove, swing logic. So now this is applied to our clip. So even though nothing has changed in my MIDI, we should hear swing. So this operates after the MIDI. So this is it modifies the MIDI to change how it sounds. So we can adjust the timing of this here in the groove pool, and this will affect any clip that uses this groove. So we can swing every clip in our set as long as they all utilize this groove here by changing our groove
So
pool.
you like parent it to those grooves, and
Yeah.
it's like a
Very
modifier over the whole thing.
Yes, it's
Okay.
like the only thing that works like a modifier like that.
Yeah,
in the
interesting.
application,
Huh.
totally that I
Okay.
can think of.
Yeah.
I mean, like directly like that, where
Right.
it's like tied, where it isn't like directly modulating some parameter somewhere else.
Right. It is like a over that whole track kind of thing.
Yeah. So if I adjust this timing percentage, this is 0% is no groove applied, 100% is 74 groove. So 74. These numbers here. Groove is expressed as swings expressed as a percent or a number, which is a percentage. So notice that it goes from 51 to 74 in here in the selection. So what that 50 is 50% of the way from this note to this note. That's right here, right?
Okay.
And so
Start
75 would be half. Would be a full 30-second note later, like half again. Anyways, so usually somewhere in between sounds good. I find that like a really nice musical value of swing is somewhere around like 55 or something like that. Like sounds really good usually.
Oh, yeah.
You can hear that it's like doing something. It's also applying some velocity changes to it too. You can apply this. If you press this button, it'll bake it into your clip,
Oh, cool.
and you can see exactly.
Then
what
it's
it's doing.
like there. Yeah. Nice.
Totally.
Do you want to see if your cloud saved
Yeah, I
open? So you got
suspect it
just a
did.
few more
Totally.
minutes here.
Yeah. So, anyways, this is what it looks like when you open one of these
Yeah.
sets from the cloud.
Is it like a project file kind of thing?
Yeah,
You
it's
just open
a
it up?
full.
Okay.
So here's like exactly the arrangement I had in arrangement view. Each of these clips is the exact clip that I created, and they come with the automation you've recorded baked into them.
Look at that.
And it sounds identical. But the beauty of this is now I have all of my controls that I like to have. you know?
Right.
And yeah, so it pops these things out into it creates a little instrument rack with your effects chain that you've.
That's sweet.
I really like this so much.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, you really could just sketch out your idea and
so
bring it in.
I've had some other apps that do this. Like Korg Gadget is another popular iPad DAW that I'd really recommend if folks really just want to mess around with a wide variety of synth sounds and don't want to deal with the headache of a desktop DAW. It's pretty cheap. I think I paid $20 for it or something like that. It has a bunch of really cool sounds, but I find it clunky to use. It exports to Ableton, but it renders everything to audio first.
Oh, I see. So you don't get your like.
So you're stuck with
MIDI
audio
stuff.
clips of everything, and you so whereas this is just like it is just an Ableton project.
That's sweet.
Yeah, super cool.
Yeah.
And you can do so like just pick it right up, and continue with it.
Can you save it back? It probably is not like back compatible to the app.
It's not bidirectional.
Yeah.
That is the one catch. Is that I can update this set in the cloud, but then when I pull it from the cloud to the desktop app, I have to then resave it somewhere.
Right.
Actually, I'm just kind of curious. Like, what happens if I make a change that I could make in the app? Like if I duplicate these two clips and then try and save it. Yeah, I was trying to save it locally.
Just saves it locally. Yeah.
And yeah, I don't believe this thing doesn't seem to be updating either. With its date modified. So it doesn't appear to be any way to do it in the opposite direction. But like that's cool. That's like that's the concept of this program, anyways. Like the whole paradigm of Live is you sketch something out in session view, and you bring it to arrangement view for editing. And so this is just like another like step removed from that, right? You're on the bus on the way home and like sketch out a little beat, and then pull it open in session view, get a little further with it, and then get into your arrangement. It's really great. I really like it. Definitely is not the end all, be all of mobile apps for me. I'm still quite fond of Koala Sampler.
Koala Sampler.
Oh yeah. Koala Sampler, which I've shown on the stream a little bit, is it turns your phone or tablet into essentially SP404. But it doesn't it doesn't come with included sounds, so you have to sample every sound that you make, and so like there's a whole management of your sound. So like if you're looking to create something with sounds that already exist, you're not trying to reinvent, create some totally original composition, just like or something original sound world with all your complete from scratch sounds, and you just want to like write some music with some instruments. This is a pretty cool, useful tool.
I was just recentering you just because it was bugging me.
Yeah, thank you.
Cool.
Thank you very much. Yeah, that's Ableton Note. I believe the app is $6. It is iOS only at the moment, which is a huge drag. But Ableton's always preferred. Well, I will say this. The ecosystem in iOS for music apps is a lot stronger. There's a much bigger market for it. I think because there's fewer devices to support, and Apple has always done a really good job of delivering good audio drivers. So it's at least somewhat friendly, I think, for people to support the software in that regard. Like we can be sure that the thing's going to sound good when it comes out of it. Yeah, it's iOS only, but it's a cool tool out there for those of you who have iPad or iPhone, or I think iPhone only maybe.
iPhone only, mate.
We'll see.
All right, well, here we are at 7:01, so I guess we better run away. But
goodbye.
Yeah, we'll catch y'all next time, same place. Laters.